Hello!
Hi everyone!
Welcome back everybody to Tabletop Tactics. You join me, Chaos Lord Beard, and today I am joined by everyone. Everyone is here. We are celebrating because we've been here for 10 whole years. I am joined by Mr. Lawrence Baker, Mr. Fletcher Giles, Mr. Michael Hebditch, Mr. James Jordan, and Katie Phone over there on the ones and twos.
Hi everyone!
Shush!
Oh no!
Now last time, we tried to do this last week, and there were ghosts in the machines and scrap code, and it all exploded. So hopefully that's the only technical difficulty we'll be having. But that wasn't technical difficulty, that was user error, because I did not turn off my speakers.
Yeah.
But that's it. I feel like that's the last issue done and dusted. Thank you to everyone for coming back. Apologies we couldn't get up and running last week. I did very much appreciate all of the random chat about the Cornetto trilogy. I don't know how it started, why it started, but it was very fun to watch that unfold.
Good weather for cornettos, actually.
It is. You brought us Cornettos the other day.
It was so melted.
It was very melted. We don't have a freezer.
No. You nobly put it in the fridge and kept your fingers
Tried my
crossed.
best.
That was just very hopeful putting it in the fridge, just closing the door like that.
So it all stemmed from the fact that down my road, Ice Cream Man comes along. There's families down my road. There's small children. Drives past it.
What a swine.
So rude. I was like, because this was on Sunday as well. It was tasty weather, and I was like, I feel like an ice
Been
cream.
waiting for him all day.
You can have it.
At my curtains. Denied
Wonderful.
me. So I thought Monday was ice cream day.
Nice. So we are going to be here until roughly 6 o'clock. If you would like to ask us any questions, any queries, anything you want, if you go into the super chat, you can ask your question there and we will respond post-haste, maybe not post-haste, with great gusto and enthusiasm.
Faster than the post.
Question depending, 3 to 4 business days.
Can everyone actually see and hear us this time?
I'm presuming so. Normally, at this point, Katie's going, people are saying things in the comments. But it seems to be fine. I'd like to give a quick shout out to our split screen view, which is exciting. Yeah. We're slowly getting there with our technology.
It? Yeah. Oh, we're on split screen.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's a three-way split.
Yeah, they can see all of us
right
at the same time.
That is a terrifying prospect for you all.
Science fiction becomes science fact.
It took me 20 minutes to set up, but it took me nearly 3 years to do.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what the moral of that story is, but
I guess we'll never know.
Don't
we'll
put your
never
Cornetto in the fridge.
It makes you feel better. They're saying yes, they can see and or hear us.
Wonderful.
Very good.
Wonderful. Well, whilst we wait for some of those lovely questions to come through from our chat, let's talk 10 years. 10 long years.
a decade.
A decade.
Yeah, it is. It's a decade.
How does that feel?
Well, it feels incredible. But more importantly, that first battle report we filmed on the kitchen table in that small London flat, me and you, the Melter-Do incident, your Iron Warriors Warpsmith.
It was like a cornetto in the fridge. Never stood a chance.
I tell you what, in that flat sometimes we were melting because of the heat.
Boy.
You remember that? Yeah, we've come a long way. 10 years has been an incredible road here.
Yeah.
And I still look back at those flat days with great nostalgia and, but at the same time, it's kind of bananas looking at what we're sitting in now and the audience that's grown and the amount of content that we release now, which is just also bonkers. And the fact that, all of the learning that happened along the way as well. I remember when we got the first camera and the lights, it was for about £200 total outlay from eBay and didn't know how to use it whatsoever. Basically, have gone through film school for 10 years and actually gotten kind of good at the end. Yeah, it's been a great ride.
Worked it out as you've gone along. Yeah, things have changed quite a lot. I remember sort of using the old handy cam and sort of balancing my wrists and sort of shoving it into the edges of the table to try and stay stable, bleeding as we go. But it's things have moved on a bit since then, haven't they? And this is studio number
3?
No, technically three. Because there was the flat, then there was the hot box.
There was the hot
which
box.
was like the interim.
It was like a temporary.
It was a room with curtains.
Your summer festival studio, which was designed to be a sweat sauna box.
Nice. Hot has always been consistent though.
Yeah.
It's always been quite warm.
It has, until we got here.
Yeah.
Although,
It can get
Oh,
quite
they can
hot.
still get hit hot here.
There's a lot of lights above us.
Yeah.
Get quite warm.
Yeah.
The old electrical stuff.
Yeah. And then so it was me and you. You were next.
Then I was next, yeah, because I brought the towel.
Colonel,
Colonel,
Bone. And then, well, I mean, that was
Varying
all
guests.
very similar timing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did have some guests. Yeah, we had some old school guests. We didn't have guests regularly, mainly because it was
more just-
really, it was about how could we film as quickly as possible, but in the best way possible. And the minute you have a guest in, it's like everything slows down.
Yeah.
Do you remember the days where we filmed 2 games in a day?
I do remember those days.
Yeah.
Those were long days.
I remember when I could edit 3 games in a day because it was literally import clips, cross dissolve,
Yeah.
dice trays, titles,
No dice
nice
trays.
overlays. No.
Different time to be alive.
The dice camera's brilliant. It's rolling out your hand.
Yeah. I love the old
old
Cultic Lantern.
school.
Yeah.
Well, we had the 6x4 Realm of Battle board.
It was like dropping a tray of cutlery down a flight of stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Took me a weekend to paint it.
Yeah.
The thawing snow.
Yep.
Yeah, and that survived a good year of battle reports, I think,
It
before we
did.
got onto the mats.
Served us well. There's a few things that have served us well here. There's some decent hardware that's done us some goods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're referring to yourself as decent hardware.
Yes, I am.
I thought you might have been referring to Bertha, the computer,
Oh yeah.
our oldest of the edit machines.
Yeah,
Now
Bertha.
a live stream machine.
They're currently hosting the live stream.
Yeah. And then when we moved to Bath,
Yeah.
we met you in the pub.
Wait, we're getting Stig, aren't we?
What?
Well, of course, Stig.
Oh, Stig's not here.
Yeah, Stig is not here today, but
Where is he?
Shout out to
Stig
Stig.
has
If
been
he's
on
watching.
very recently.
Yeah, Stig was flat days.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
flat
he
days.
was, but he came on later because remember he didn't know how to play, so he was. I think he did appear.
I didn't know how to play.
No, you didn't. But I think he did appear at the flat, but right towards
Yeah,
the end.
it was
like,
Custodes.
Yeah.
The Custodes, where
yeah.
I think that's when they came out, is when he started, because he just started building an
Yeah.
AdMech army, I
That's
believe.
right. But he got the. Oh
The
no,
Custodes-
did he paint the Custodes first.
I guess it'd be quick to finish
the Admech, wasn't it?
Custodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
I think it was the Admech.
He's
he
always
did
been the
finish
Admech
first.
guy.
Yeah. He's the Admech. He finished first.
Yeah.
Towards the end of when we were at the flats.
Yeah.
So yeah, he wasn't quite there at the true beginning.
Yeah.
But he was
In
there.
the kitchen, yeah. He was in the other room.
He was in the other room.
he
We
never- he never
upgraded
did-
from
he never
the
did kitchen.
You see, you could technically count the move from the kitchen to the other room as studio. It
was the first big upgrade.
Listen, that was a big change.
That was a big upgrade.
I remember coming in and I was like, it's in a bedroom.
Yeah.
There's no washing machine.
No.
There's no oven.
No sink in
Kitchen
the
table.
background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy
It's-
times.
yeah.
Crazy times.
We were playing on a stack of 10 mats so that we could swap
what
them out.
Yeah, that's,
Oh,
that's how
man.
we do it. Yeah.
Have a storage
And then
solution.
all
Yeah.
of the flock and gravel we'd use would get caught like
Yeah.
in between, like these basically sandwiched
Yeah.
mats. And whenever you'd
Yeah.
take a mat, or you'd have to get a mat from the bottom.
Yeah. Oh, that was rough.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah.
And just bits and flock and
Yeah.
Yeah.
debris would go everywhere.
Yeah.
And the next big upgrade after that was the set of IKEA drawers, and you put them under the table.
Oh,
That's
outstanding.
right. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a
game
That
changer.
was a big change.
Everything about
All the codexes are in there, the dice are in there.
It's just been expanding space.
Yeah.
We need more space. We need more space. We need more storage.
More space, hot IKEA furniture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
IKEA have gotten a lot of money out of you over the last 10 years.
Yeah. We've done well with IKEA, or rather IKEA has done well with us.
Even business rates, really.
Yeah, we should.
This is actually just a set up in an IKEA. There's people
Yes.
walking around outside.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no meatballs though.
No.
No.
That's a shame.
Or hot dogs.
No.
You-
The lingonberries.
I did see something the other day we might be able to bring in. I just saw some in the shop. Meatballs, not IKEA.
Just IKEA hot dogs.
Let's bring them in.
So then after we moved down here, that I am aware there are some tube chats, we'll get back to you very soon. Again, 3 to 4 business days.
3 or 4 business days.
Under promise, over deliver.
Nice.
And then Katie joined us
Yeah.
when we moved.
And life has never been the same.
when we moved down to sunny Bath.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sunny Bath. We left a big smoke.
It is, yeah.
We left a very, very good chicken shop.
We did.
Oh, that chicken! Oh,
clap
mate, the chicken shot was
I'd
next
have
level.
been ruined.
We had revs round the corner.
Yeah.
The last time we went there, they ran out of chicken. I had to get a dal.
I-
I don't
yeah.
mind dal.
I remember.
But
I remember
compared
the
to their
day.
chicken sandwiches.
You were so disappointed.
Did you know it was going to be your last time as well, or was it just?
I think so.
Yeah, we knew we were
Yeah.
going.
And as usual, overly polite. I was like, "Oh no, please, you get the last chicken sandwich." And I'll have the dal. Those times.
I've never seen someone so disappointed.
And it was that good, like rotisserie chicken as well.
Oh man, it was good. It was good. Yeah.
Aioli that they did as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
It was good.
It was
really good.
Yeah.
It was a good area. It was a good
Small,
area.
independent, great. Yeah.
everything you love from a chicken shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you joined.
I materialised.
Yeah.
There you are.
Hello.
You persuaded me out of the big smoke to
Yeah.
quaint Jurassic Park, as I
Yeah.
think I called it.
Yeah. You put your BlackBerry
Quite
away for the last time.
Oh, what was that?
Put your BlackBerry away for the last
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Hid it in a briefcase on some concrete.
Yeah,
Took
John
off my
Wick's it.
suit. Yeah. I'll never go back, darling. Don't worry. Off to Bath now.
Give it a sensitive kiss.
Yeah.
Goodbye, BlackBerry. Into the ground with you.
You done it like full John Wick as well. It's actually buried in
buried
your garage.
under.
Yeah.
Oh,
garage,
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was,
Case of emergency. You'll call me up one day, like
Yeah.
it's time.
Yeah.
You need a power
Yeah,
hammer to
yeah.
actually get through the concrete.
someone from your past, you were once known as Baba Yaga.
Yeah, texting like this, like both ways. Yeah.
Whilst there's some like dirty drum and bass playing.
But BlackBerry doesn't even really exist.
No,
anymore,
it doesn't.
does
What happened to them?
iPhone.
iPhone.
Basically
iPhone,
iPhones
yeah.
and then smartphones. Yeah.
They all over F1. I remember the Mercedes. It was the
Yeah.
main
BlackBerry
sponsor.
was the phone.
Yeah,
It was
and it
the
took a
phone.
while. It took a while.
But it was
Yeah.
also like, it's the perfect example of, well, they kind of went, no, we'll stick with a keyboard. And everyone else just went,
No.
I can do it on my screen, and that's the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old Black Mirror. And then Ed's not here either. And then Ed came.
Yeah.
Ed's here.
Yeah.
And
The
then
whole
we
crew of
needed,
us.
we needed to raise the lights up. He's very tall.
Yes.
He is
No
very
end of
tall.
problems. And then that's us. That's the whole crew. We've assembled
10-year
like the
highlight.
Avengers. Yeah.
Speed reel.
Speed reel. Yeah. I'm going to go through a few of these super chats, and then you can regale us about the future. and what's coming next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Surprise. Right. Where are we? Jim Hamilton. Thank
Hi,
you.
Jim.
for
Hello,
your-
Jim.
Oh, Jim Hamilton's got 5 likes on this comment.
Ah, go on, Jim.
Jim Hamilton says, thank you for all you guys do for my mental health and hobby. Keep up the awesome work. Well, you know what? We will. We've been doing it for 10 years. We'll do it for another 10 years.
And then that's it.
Yeah. And then the universe.
50 years. Thank you, Jim. That's actually really nice to hear.
Yeah. Amazing.
Good.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Codex Phil
Hello, Codex.
Hello,
is
Codex Phil.
dropping soon after Imperial Agents.
Is it?
Oh, nice.
That was the secret codex, not Imperial Agents.
Yeah.
Codex
Redacted.
Phil.
Codex
Rumour
Phil.
has it 5 detachments.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Phil, Philip,
Yeah.
Philomena.
Terminator armor. Phil.
Philatites.
It should have been Phil instead of Votan.
Yeah. I mean,
Phil.
Oh, he's gone there.
the leaks of Phil. Codex Phil says, congrats on 10. As a celebration, you should return to the Gaius War. Is there any narrative reports in the works with the cutscenes and voice acting?
Now look, this is old school OG.
Phil.
Codex Phil is clearly
Yeah.
a man of culture.
He is.
A veteran of
He's
the long
clearly a veteran of the Long War. So yeah, Gaius War was the first OG narrative campaign.
The premiere.
And the one which, to be honest, over the years, despite we've done many narrative campaigns since then, but it's always the one that people talk about because it was just, it was really good. I loved
Artemis.
making that one.
Artemis,
Yeah, that was
yeah.
the forging of Captain Artemis.
Yeah.
Storm Raymond.
The spoiler alert: the death of Chaplain Castor.
Oh,
Yeah.
Castor.
The rise of you being the chef himself and you're running your patisserie army of flying croissants. Nefertiti dynasty. Yeah, Sekhmet Ra. Yeah, this is all classic stuff. Are we going to do another one in that style? Well, it's funny you should say that. We are going to be doing another narrative campaign soon, which you are going to be running, the next narrative campaign.
This guy.
And there was indeed talk of having these sort of, well, first of all, we've got the Planetary Empires tiles. So we want to incorporate them into future narrative campaigns and get them all painted up by my excellent studio painter here. That's you. Yeah, you're going to paint up. You're going to really enjoy that, aren't you?
I can see the
Fletcher is in
enthusiasm
terrain now,
oozing.
right now.
I'll just pull out my list and woo.
So instead of painting large terrain for our venue, you'd be painting very small terrain, but on a planetary scale.
I love terrain.
It should be relatively quick to do.
Well, yeah, actually.
They're very small.
They are very small. So we'll put it up on a big board, and then you can have like galaxy maps and titles which will expand as the story expands. And then, yes, there was talk of having the characters appear and doing that sort of more RPG narrative slash
Yes,
old
please.
retro computer game experience. So yes, we would love to do that. And I really enjoyed doing that back in the day. We'd love to do it again.
Maybe we should team up.
Maybe we should team up.
Tag team.
Should team up.
The Rock and Sock connection.
I'm happy to write that through line and then do those characters. It'd be cool.
Very good.
Yeah. So yes.
Marvellous. Paul is bad at stuff. Welcome back. Thank you for your very generous super chat. Congrats on the 10 years. Looking forward to coming to the event in September. How have you found the events in the new space so far? Just before you answer that, I know you don't like painting terrain, but it looks absolutely beautiful down there.
Oh, thanks
Who's
very much.
ever seen boards like that at an event space?
It makes a
Great.
huge difference.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So immersive.
Yeah.
Get your
Yeah.
tickets now.
Yeah. You can't. They're sold out.
Fletcher needs to paint more terrain.
But yeah, go on.
Working on some Elder terrain right now.
Yeah.
Lots of webway gates.
Yeah.
Very
But with
exciting.
like built around actual Eldari, it's going to be really.
I'm
good.
under the influence of sprue glue right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of sprue glue.
I'm sorry, Fletcher. There's still many more boards for you to paint, I promise you. But no, it's amazing. Basically, having the events kick off properly this year after a year of building, and still, truth be told, we are going to do, it is inevitable, there's going to be a question. We are going to do a full studio tour reveal video. The reason it hasn't happened yet is because guess what? It's actually still not finished. If you went outside our studio here, you would see some considerable mess, which is being organized a piece at a time. But actually we are due to complete that final move and do our final upgrades in this studio in the coming weeks. And then that is the first video to make on my list. So we're going to do a big tour video. But having the people, because the venue downstairs, other than all of the boards, is done, basically. There's a few other upgrades, but it's basically done.
It's amazing.
It's awesome. Having everyone come in, having the atmosphere, the hobbyists, basically the vision suddenly come to fruition, for me was perfect. It's what the reason we got the place in the first place, other than the studio, was to have a venue, to open the league, to create a community space. So yeah, it's been amazing.
It's a beautiful thing.
It feels so nice when you go down there and like just the buzz and like the vibe and like everyone's just having a good time.
The lodge bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So also the excitement game of everyone that's like, oh, I'm really excited to play this game. That was a shout out to you bosses if you're watching, but it was like 120 Orc Boys versus Blood Angels.
Yeah.
And it was, I could feel the palpable excitement
Yeah.
of like, let's go!
Everyone's just like, let's go.
Let's
Yeah.
do this thing.
Yeah.
It's
So-
also really weird meeting people that watch our videos
Yeah.
in real life.
Yeah.
Like, because they all have. It's like, oh, what?
someone I think
There are people that watch this.
Yeah.
They're real people.
Well, there's 255 people here right now.
Yeah.
Thank you for all joining in and into our little celebration. Wonderful time. Right, we're going to go through a few more of these. We next have one from Lello. Hello. Another
Hello.
generous
Hello.
super chat. Thank you very much. Hi guys. Ever thought about doing a podcast over the lore? I often find myself with little time. Me too. I either hobby or read. I could definitely listen while painting. Love you too. Keep up the great work.
we do love you.
Yeah.
We did a little End of the Death Book Club very recently.
Yeah.
Funny enough.
Which came with lots of spoiler warnings, but we did kind of just chat about the End of the Death Part 3, which
Yeah.
was really nice and a bit refreshing, kind of like a story time thing. But if that is what you want, we do have the topic suggestion. It is coming up a lot. So if there's any like really specific things, maybe we'll do like a quick fire or like a bumper pod where we cover like stuff in segments
Yeah.
and cover a few of the most popular topics.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd love to do that. Yes.
Yeah, and I think we definitely have spoken about lore, you know, I don't want to say
It comes
frequently,
up,
but
yeah.
it does come up, and we get into some serious conversations about it. But I mean, for those of you that don't know, the podcast is actually released weekly on demand.
Every Monday.
We occasionally release one on YouTube, but yeah, if you're into podcasts and listening whilst you're painting, then yeah, it's
There
weekly on
is-
demand every Monday.
55 episodes available
Yeah,
right
we got
now.
a lot of content. There.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I forgot how words worked then.
Hello.
I've noticed there's quite a lot of super chats. Thank you everyone for the super chats. I'm going to get through them now. I did have an agenda as well, but I think we're going to scrap that to go through all of these lovely comments.
We might pop back to it.
We might, maybe, unless you keep doing super chats, and I won't. Just keep doing super chats. Captain Brownskin, toga beard with towel when? Well, I don't look good in a toga.
Beard with
Does anyone?
I think Bones sort of pulled it off occasionally.
He
sort of.
did. He did.
It was shocking.
Yeah, that's why it worked.
Time.
You've worn a suit before.
I did wear a
have,
suit.
yeah. That was
for,
good.
For Codex Chaos Space
Yeah,
Marines.
that was good. That was nice.
when they got a proper release.
yeah,
Not
10th
edition nonsense. Oh, would you like one miniature? I have two. One of them looks rubbish.
What do you mean?
Hello.
Hello.
Joshua, but I should also say, Captain Brownskin, thank you for your very first super chat right here on the live stream. Another first super chat from Joshua Burns. Happy 10 years, mate. Oh, Mr. Burns. Happy 10 years. I've been watching for a few years now. My first battle report was Chef versus Katie, Black Templars versus Necrons.
Oh, that's quite recent.
Templars versus.
Well,
I
is
suppose
it recent
though, or is that
because
the beginning of 10th
first
one?
Black Templars game we did was Black Templars Necrons.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Circle
What were
is
we using
complete.
as Black Templars? The
Orange Daves.
Four days.
So Dave.
Yeah, young Sir Dave.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you. Welcome.
All these friends we've made along the way. Isn't it nice?
That's cool.
Their armies.
I haven't worn my glasses today because I left them at home, so I am struggling a bit to read some of these. Vermont.
It's Vermont.
Vermont.
Yeah.
Just a German guy on vacation in Greece watching the best and most likable British Warhammer content creators on the planet. Stay the way you are.
I love
You stay multicultural as well,
look at
Vermont.
you,
You're having a
globe
fab
trotter.
time.
So he's
It's
a
our
German
team.
in Greece watching a bunch of Brits talking about a British game
Yeah.
with a name. Where is Vermont? Is that Canada?
Vermont.
New England.
America, isn't it?
Yeah, New England.
It's North America.
I hope you
It's
have
very
a,
multicultural.
hope you have a lovely gyros.
Yeah. Although I think
Nice.
this Vermont is spelt differently. But I
Don't
could-
ruin what my point is.
Let's go with what you said.
I can't see from here.
Another first super chat for Vermonte. Last son of Nostramo. Hello there. Congratulations on 10 years. Thanks for the great content. What are your thoughts on Kotiaz and the Marty's model wearing
We actually
his
speak about it in a
mask?
podcast, so watch this space.
The Lamatis model?
Yeah. People have noticed things on his mask. This is a family-friendly show. I'll show you later on.
Oh, okay.
What I
missed
will
that.
say,
I'm going to have to check that out.
yeah, it's
after.
quite funny. They've done a weird thing with
How
the
they paint the
lenses
eyes.
because it looks like his eyes are going out.
They've
in different
done the
directions.
lenses in the bottom of each corner.
It's
Yeah.
the paint job, not the sculpt.
Yeah.
definitely,
Because, could you imagine if they sculpted the lens flare?
So I really want to know what this is.
I'll show you afterwards.
Yeah, it's a family-friendly show.
Yeah, I think it's
You won't
just,
be able to unsee
I think
it.
again it's the paint job. It's supposed to be like a speaker grill, but
Yes.
it looks suspicious.
Well, my initial reaction when I saw the Lamatis model was, "Oh, that looks cool."
It's awesome.
I mean,
It's amazing.
For me, it's not. It doesn't touch the new Astaroth model, which I was like, "Oh my god, that's amazing!"
Yeah.
But Kotiaz, I mean, I'm happy for anyone else to have a little chip in there. I definitely have some opinions.
My opinions changed to first saw it. I was like, that's fun and new.
Yeah, we
Look
both
at
saw
this,
it.
Isn't that nice?
We saw it.
Yeah, you liked it, right?
At first, and then the high definition came in, and then we were like,
It's fair to say it's Marmite.
I think the best example of it was on like the Warhammer Instagram today is the new cover of Demon Hammer, his book.
Yeah.
It's side by side, which is it's the exact same pose as the old artwork.
Yes.
And I think that says everything you need to know about the old model and the new one. Like the difference of whoa, and then the new one that's like, that's fine, I suppose.
I'm going to give. So I don't like the model. That's the bottom line. But objectively, I will say a couple of things. Sometimes the model truly in person is better.
Yeah.
And I've seen that many times. Like I remember when the Storm Potato came out. Remember the Space Marine fly?
I like the storm potato. You leave them potatoes alone.
But I hated the picture of it. And then actually when I got it in my hands, I was like, oh, you know what, I kind of like this. But certainly from the photo, I think the proportions, especially on the legs, are off. I don't like the eagle. I think the
impaled
old
by a
pose is
rock.
better. Yeah. Well, I think the old pose is the old pose. Actually, the old model had more detail on the armor because a lot of the armor looks quite bare, and then that is sort of accentuated because it's bigger and bolder. You know, so you go, oh, okay. So then you end up getting a big belt, but you lack a lot of the intricacy of the old model, and that pose is just so iconic. I would love to have seen a sort of modern sculpt of that, and you could even keep the same pose. Or
Well, look at Astra.
Like
It's
Astra.
basically
Yeah.
a great beginning.
But you know, like at the end of the day, it might be better in person. I bet if you do an amazing paint job on it,
No, there's no saving.
Even I'm not that good.
The lack of details don't bother me as much as like the proportions, because his pelvic plate is literally as big as the torso.
Yeah.
So it's just a bit strange.
He comes across a bit Buzz Lightyear-esque.
Yes.
In
And the head
in a
as well.
weird way.
It looks. I said to you, but it looks like someone sculpted the head with some putty and then went.
Sort of squashed it. Yeah. It does look a bit. Yes. I don't know. I mean, but again, like it is a flat image we're looking at.
Yeah.
But
It remains to be seen.
It doesn't work for me at the moment.
It remains to be seen. Thank you, last son of Nostromo. Grim Dark Ed.
Grim Dark
Oh.
Ed.
This is Ed's evil cousin.
Scary. Says obligatory bread reference.
Yes.
Did we?
Here we go.
Calm down, please. Did we ever learn Chef and Fletcher's favourite bread? Why don't we learn together? What's your favourite?
It's got to be a croissant.
What's your
which
favourite
I would
type of
classify
bread?
as a bread-like
well, that's
substance.
a
I
pastry.
see you as a ciabatta
That
man.
is true.
I do like ciabatta.
Or a focaccia.
Or a rosemary sea salt focaccia. Ooh. Well, was it
I know my bread.
You with your fancy
Was
breads.
it me and you
I was like,
who
can I
were
be
talking
your
about this the
host?
other day? I can't remember who it was that I was talking to, and it was like a place that did a burger and they did it on a focaccia bun. I was like, that is a bold choice.
Oh yeah, we were talking about this.
Because it's like if you've got a burger on focaccia, you've got to eat that quick, otherwise that's becoming mush.
Yes.
It will eat
Is
the
a
burger
brioche
itself.
a pastry?
No,
almost?
brioche is a bread.
No, it's brioche.
No, like a brioche bun is a bread. It's a type of bread.
Oh yeah.
A brioche.
Do you want to upgrade yourself from a Caesar sensation
I
to a
don't think I
brioche?
can pull off brioche.
You said you're a hearty Italian.
Yeah, man.
I can't even remember what my answer was. You just got you derailed the whole
I
conversation.
panicked and said, can I be like a multi-grain hovis? Because I couldn't remember any breads. Yeah, I was like...
You're definitely a white bread kind of guy.
Cut the crust off.
I mean, I wouldn't mind being a baguette. Could be a light baguette, that's all right. You know.
I like a crusted baguette.
Yeah, what's wrong with a baguette? Okay. Don't judge me.
Hey, we're open. We're open here. We don't judge. We don't
judge
Fletcher,
any
what's your
breads.
favourite bread? It better be good.
Garlic bread.
I wouldn't mind being a garlic bread.
I mean, I'm not sure if that. I just because it's got bread in the name.
Back me up, chat.
I think that was a great choice, actually.
prepared for years for that question.
A little bit on the side.
Down the camera, garlic bread. Good for you.
2 words.
I am absolutely thrilled for you. Oh man, you took me by surprise. That was great. Should we move on to the next one?
Yeah, let's
There's
move
nothing
on.
else to be said. Katie's losing the plot over there. Oh boy, garlic bread. Hobby Hooch, many congrats to all you lovely people. You were the biggest reason I got into playing a couple of years ago and can't wait for your tourney in October. Isn't it nice seeing everyone coming to the
People coming in like, yeah, say hi.
Oh, we should start getting hooch.
Thank you, Hobby Hooch.
For the events.
Yeah,
Not just in general.
TT Brown Hooch.
Oh.
Apostle Sven says, thank you for 10 years. Was wondering why Planetary Empire set was going to get used.
Yes, it
Yes.
will.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've got it all stacked up.
You know what I mean?
You know,
Everything takes a long
Does, yeah.
time.
Good insight to the lead time on our ideas. Yeah.
It will happen eventually. Yeah.
Sam Dawes. Scores on the doors. How excited are you for the new boarding actions? Yes.
Look.
Big boy.
You might have even recorded some reviews and boarding actions podcasts.
We might. Yeah, look. Just. Yes. Yes. Garlic bread. Yes.
That is the garlic bread.
That is the garlic bread. Like it's
Creation,
already
yeah.
one of the best things I've ever done,
Yeah.
and it's just. And they've put a nice bit of passion into it.
They made it even better. Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Stay tuned. We've got a review coming soon and lots of boarding action on demand, which is very exciting. Very exciting indeed.
Brave new world.
It certainly is.
It's all a good time.
Right, what's next? Minis with a Chance of History.
Oh,
Cool name.
very cool name.
Congrats on the decade. Some nations have lasted less time. Just wanted to give huge props to Brad. Huge props to Brad for the podcast. It makes Monday meal prep bearable.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoy it, buddy.
Don't think of these things, do you? Do you for meal prep and watching the videos?
Yeah.
Speaking of that, on the event, somebody came up to me and just said, I listened to you for 7 hours yesterday. And I was like, I wouldn't wish that upon anyone, but thank you. I guess I had a long journey. I listened to the podcast the whole time. I was like, that's a lot of talk about bread.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of
Because we
breast.
often reference
We
it.
offer, but yeah, if you don't listen to the podcast, you should. It's great. It's really good fun.
It is good fun. I always have a good time. Das Bloody. Warhammer, and especially your channel and all the quirkiness actually helped quite a lot through the time when my dad passed away. Much love to you. Much love to you
bless
too.
you, man.
And thank you for your first super chat.
Thank you.
Steve Chavanek.
Oh,
Chavanek. Chavanek.
Chauvinet?
Chavanek.
Yeah.
Says happy 10 years. Any chance we'll see TT show up at any US events at any point? Maybe?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we've been speaking about it.
We
haven't
have. We went to the UK Games Expo.
Just the two of us. Yeah.
And it was really fun.
We loved it, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, we were talking a little bit about Adepticon for a bit.
we were.
Yeah.
That would
Yeah,
be fun.
we need to figure that out.
I want to go to Adepticon too.
Jim Hamilton is back. Dear Mr. Spider Sir, any updates on the possibility of Lodge coins?
Lodge coins. Yeah, that would be cool. I did mention that a long time ago. Good memory.
Some people
Now, interestingly, it's not necessarily a lodge coin,
I
but
know where you're
if
going
you
with this.
come to the lodge and you win one of our events or place,
Yep.
you get a very, very nice trophy, which is it's like
is
a
a challenge
steel
coin.
embossed challenge coin
Yeah. To be
in a
honest.
display case.
Yeah. nice.
They're actually, I think,
They're
they're
swish.
super good. I've loved them as trophies.
They're really
In fact,
cool.
Yeah.
as tournament trophies go, and remember, I used to go to a lot of tournaments. Actually, sort of favourite.
I've got quite a
trophies.
couple of trophies on the shelf.
One or two, you know how it is.
Not me,
I
him.
just think that they're unique. They're
really
just so cool. And
Ace is nice as well.
yeah, so
Way
you've
it's
got bronze,
displayed.
silver, gold, and then we've got a black one for the Hobby Award, which is really
Best
cool.
award.
Yeah. So yeah, a
lot of time and
lodge
effort
coin
into
would be
them,
really
really.
good. To be honest, I mean, this is not a future thing that I'm guaranteeing. But it sort of ties in a little bit with what you're saying. There's a lot of people that supported us in previous lodge campaigns. Yes, mentioned a lodge coin, and also they get like a digital lodge badge, which is displayed on our website and in our app. But a lot of people have asked, how can I get the red badge? How can I get a lodge coin? How can I join the lodge? And a lot of people also ask about a Discord, and I'd love to hear if you guys really, really want a Discord, because we could do something like a Discord access, like super, super cheap, like £1.99 or something, and then you get a lodge badge, maybe you could do something like that. But,
nice.
I haven't got any plans to set that up, but if it's something you wanted, we could do something like that.
Why don't you tell us?
No.
Tell us. Katie, make
set it up here
make
on
a
YouTube.
poll. Make a poll.
I'm making a poll
Immediately.
right now.
Yeah, you could put it on YouTube. You can just go, I'll join the lodge.
Click.
Joining.
Yeah.
Be fun.
Yeah.
Be fun indeed. Right, Neil Adams. 10th anniversary is tin or aluminium, or aluminum if you're from America.
True. Yeah.
So treat yourself to a can of beer or a triple of your choice.
Oh, we should
Yay.
have done that. Thank you.
Thanks, Neil. Permission granted. Akhenaten loves all that we do. How do we feel about the old world?
What? Thank you. Someone else want to answer it?
How do we feel about the old world?
Yeah.
I love it. I
Big open question there.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I just want my Empire of Man. That's all I ask for.
Yeah.
I want to have my beautiful phalanx of cavalry.
Yeah, it's been a slow start.
Yes.
I
Rocky
feel.
road for old world.
Yeah, it had a long time coming. Then it came, and then it's
It went.
it's sort of trickling out. They're not Games Workshop aren't really talking about it.
ready for it.
They
They did do an
waited.
Instagram post today of dwarves versus goblins.
Well, I think
that's nice.
What would it feel like to have the clash of goblins against your shields?
Yeah.
That was the caption. Something.
I mean, at least they used the armies that you can buy.
you can
Yeah.
buy. Exactly.
Imagine if they're like, "Hey, would you like to know what it feels like to have the clash of goats versus the Empire of Men?" It's like, you'll have to wait another 2 years, I'm afraid.
I would like that, please.
It's funny because we just did a podcast talking about Age of Sigmar specifically, but Old World comes up because obviously it was only released 6 months prior, and that's a really good, interesting
You
episode.
mentioned it in last week's one as well, where we talk about the release cycle.
Yes, we do.
I haven't listened to that one yet.
Now,
You should
I
join
wasn't
on
in-
demand. You can hear about it.
That's really good.
I actually often listen to the podcast, so I'm not in because it's quite. I find it interesting to hear what people are saying, in general.
Keep an eye on that.
Basically, I find it interesting to see what you're saying behind my back. But no, here's the thing. I was having a think about this since we were talking yesterday in depth, and first of all, I'm an old school fantasy player, so I love the old world with a passion. For me, that is what a fantasy game is when you've got rank and flank and it looks spectacular. I was actually I was very disappointed when they just said that they were re-releasing their old models. Although I will say a lot of the old models that they have re-released, not all, do hold up, to a degree. Like the Bretonians were still pretty
Different
good.
aesthetic, I think.
Different, and Wood Elves, if they end up re-releasing them, which I'm sure they are.
Yeah, they're part of the normal
They
the
also
Empire will be
hold
telling
up.
because some of them are not good models.
And a lot of the Empire, would also hold up when they eventually get round to it. But the issue is they're so slow on releasing the armies. Like it's a whole war game.
an
and there's
afterthought, isn't it?
4 armies to play.
Yeah.
And half the stuff is very difficult to buy because it's either made to order or sold out immediately. So you're
All the
like,
new dwarves were gone straight away.
yeah, and now this is the thing I was thinking about, though. Now, we were talking about Age of Sigmar, best models in the range, like arguably Games Workshop always knock it out of the park. But then I remember looking at the models that they have resculpted, what the old world could be, and they're so good. They're
Those
so
new dwarves are
good.
amazing.
Yeah, the new dwarves are
modern
great.
aesthetic in the sort of older
The
old world
modern
style.
design on the old world, on the old model.
Just like the potential.
the old
of it.
aesthetic with the modern design capability.
Yes, exactly. Like, the damsel on the Pegasus, the
she's great.
dwarven characters. Yeah, I just think,
Yorkshireman.
Yeah, the new
I just
Warboss
think,
and stuff,
I guess
if
it's
they
like-
could do that for the whole range,
But
like
that's a huge cost investment,
Of course,
which they're not going to
they're
do
not
for a
about to do
specialist
that.
game.
Tell you what, though, if you do redesign the Empire Knights in that style, I'll buy many of them.
yeah.
James
It's-
Workshop.
It's funny though because obviously I think to a degree it must be a large experiment for Games Workshop.
It's
And
a
if
huge
they-
experiment.
If in 2 years people are still buying all the stuff, they might go, well, you know what? All right, we're invested a little bit more and we will redesign this core unit.
Because they released their annual report yesterday,
Yes.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Old World is mentioned twice in like 68 pages.
Yeah,
But one of those lines is, we have, as we do with all of our things, great plans.
yeah.
Yeah, nice.
I mean, like they had great plans for a lot of things. They had great plans for, Dreadfleet, I imagine.
Yeah, they exactly, and they also said that they were going to do Kislev and Cathay, and then removed it from Warhammer.
My
20,000
polar bear cavalry
before.
and my dragons from the east.
So Anyway, love Old World. Yeah.
Yeah, good times. David has posted a GIF of a lemon that's laughing.
I like that.
Nice.
Look, when life gives you lemons.
You
Make lemonade.
make Cedar
Lemonade?
Sensation bread.
Yes. Or garlic bread, actually.
Now,
I mean, a little squeeze of lemon and garlic.
Zest.
Yeah.
Some bolognese next to it.
yeah. Now, I don't normally talk about the value of super chats, but John Donahue has done 2 super chats, collectively 120 quid.
Oh, praise be unto you,
Thank
John.
you very much,
Oh,
John
thank
Donahue,
you.
you massive
Thank
legend.
you.
That's very
Take a
kind.
bow.
Very kind.
Thank you, John.
That's very nice indeed. Just wanted to share to say this. Hang on. Just wanted to
ruining John's moment.
this to
do
say
it.
thank you for all the amazing content you have done, the hard work from Fletcher, and personally the help it's been for me for learning and improving in my hobbies. It's been revolutionary, seriously. Also, I expect there might be people out there who've always wanted to do a super chat like this, but aren't in a position to be able to do so. So to all of you, that applies to. This is from all of you. Love for TT. Aw.
Aw.
That's amazing.
Thanks so much, mate.
What a message.
That's
Thank
why
you.
we love our community, because it's
Yeah.
not just about like,
Best.
oh, like I want to, like support TT. It's like He wants to do it for part of the community.
Yeah.
Big up yourself, John.
Yeah, I feel like
Pat yourself on the
everyone's
back.
like this.
Yeah.
Praise be to John.
Yeah.
Ledge.
Clap emojis in the chat. For
Yes.
Yeah. Paul is bad at stuff is back again. Clearly what we need is a podcast asking what each Primarch would be if they were bred. Oh dear.
Gulliman would be white bread.
You would be white bread.
Yeah. Yeah.
No butter for me, thank you.
Mortarum just be an old like, roll.
Moldy loaf.
Rolled onto the oven.
Yeah.
Crust of bread.
Yeah.
Oh, Ferrus Manus would be one of those big bits of bread with the top cut off for your soup.
Oh, too soon.
He's got no head.
Would he be a rye bread? Rye bread, couldn't he?
Manus.
Ferrus
Yeah,
Manus,
Ferrus
I
Manus,
guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that makes sense because rye has a lot of, it's
and-
got, it's quite iron enriched.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's full of fibre. I don't know. He could be a good rye. I want to be a rye bread. Actually, I've changed my mind.
Hovis ascended.
Yeah.
War
It's
Master
gone.
Hovis.
You're not locked in, you can change. Whatever you want.
He liked that one.
The Hovis heresy.
The Hovis heresy. War Master Hovis.
Oh god. Right, Nick T. Spider, where are you hiding your Grey Knights? Haven't seen them since the league.
That's a good question. And no, you haven't actually. I think I am due. No, I've not. Oh no,
You haven't played in a while.
They did a boarding action recently, but that's
Yeah.
the last time we had them on.
Yeah. Did I not? Oh no, I think we were going to do a demons game. That's right. I was going to use them against demons, but I'd also done that like 6 months prior on YouTube.
Poor demons.
Yeah. And so I was like, no. Anyway, yeah, I will take them out for a spin soon. I'm obviously frothing at the idea of a new codex at some point.
Need
It's
some new
been
models
mentioned
now.
by
Yeah,
Warcom
yeah.
next year,
They said
apparently.
next
New models.
Yeah.
What? When did this happen?
It's in the Warcom article about agents.
Yeah. They were
Like,
don't
don't worry, Grey Knights. You'll get
there's-
yours next year.
Yeah, they said,
Missed that.
they said there's a few to get through first, but they'll be coming next year.
Is now a good time to talk about the league since I used the Grey Knights in the league?
That's a nice segue. We can come back to a super chat.
Yeah, please.
So the
we'll
league
come back to several.
has been very successful. It's like approaching 2,500 players on it, and obviously if you're playing in any of our events, those scores also get submitted. You can sign up for free in our app for free and play games at home for free and join the league if you like. But it's been growing, slowly and surely, and we've been waiting on, developing, truly, not been waiting. We've been developing some pretty massive updates in the background. It has taken longer than I hoped it would, but it's better to get it right, which is what we did in the first place when launching the league. It was very smooth. And then, launching it in the right way, and then you guys can actually use the new features. So the next feature that is coming is Faction Unlock.
Controversial.
Sorry, I was a bit delayed there.
So what that basically means is you will be able to, because many of you are hobby butterflies, many of you will get bored, you don't want to use the same faction for a year, I get that. But how do you still prevent the meta chasing so that you can't just jump to the best faction, because that's not what our league's about. Our league's about taking the army you love, playing with it, and scoring points along the way. That's what it's about. So how do we rein that in, or control that if you like, while still making it a fun experience? So what you can do is you'll be able to switch factions. I'm not giving you a date on when this will launch, but it's soon, and it is definitely soon, not like months and months away. It's soon. So what we're going to do is allow you to pick whatever faction you want, and you can switch between the factions as much as you want. But unlike something like, the larger competitive circuits out there, like ITC, for example, you will score points individually for your faction. So you can't say, play with the best army in the game, score all of the top points, then they get smashed with a nerf, and then jump to another faction, which is now the best faction, and then still count all of your best points for the overall league. Your points will be scored individually per faction, and your overall league ranking will be the score that you've got with your best faction.
Yes.
So that is like the best of all worlds, which is really cool. It allows you to come to our events and choose a different army if you don't feel like playing orcs anymore, for example, and maybe you've got a Grey Knight army that you want to use instead. You can absolutely do that. And then we, of course, with that, will have best in faction rankings. So that's going to be really, really cool.
That's really cool.
And then the next big update after that will, of course, be the clubs, which I've spoken about before, where basically you and your friends, or your club, or your friendly local gaming store can create your own mini league and rank against each other.
Very cool.
While still ranking in the overall league. So those are the next 2 bits. Then there's a third massive update, but I'll save that for. There's a really cool update.
Secrets.
Yeah.
I really like the faction swap.
But I missed the whole point.
Oh.
I missed the whole point. Why is-
Proceed.
So with that, you're going to see us. We won't run another in-studio tournament, but you're going to start seeing us drop very, very soon league reports. One-off, competitive but friendly competitive games where we will use the factions that we love and we will calculate all of those scores. And then when the faction unlock goes live, they will all appear in the league. So you can expect league games soon. So maybe I'll give the Grey Knights another run out. But I want to take Flesh Terrors with the announcement of the Blood Angels. I want to do a spicy list with them when that codex drops, do a league report for that. So exciting stuff.
I think it allows us to experiment with cool ideas. Like if we've seen something doing the rounds, or like I still at some point want to see if 27 crisis suits can do the business. You know what I mean? We can be more experimental with, does this work? And kind of have that old kind of Tactica vibes. I think that'll be cool. And also for the league, it means if you're passionate about a faction, you want that to be your main faction, but you might dabble in something else, you can. It's awesome. It's really cool.
It lets us also do in-house that kind of experimental thing, like you say, but without worrying so much. Because at the end of the day, like we want to make an entertaining show for everyone, whether it's for Freeview, whether it's for on demand. And there's been a number of times in the past where we've sort of gone, I've got this really cool idea for a list. And you put it down and you play it and you get to turn 2 and you go, oh, this is so much better than I was expecting. Is it just because I rolled really well? Have I like cracked the competitive meta? Am I suddenly a top IT? I'm not, but it's like, then you go, oh, like this has felt really, not felt bad, but you're just like, and then you're worried about like how that's going to come across in like a show and stuff. Whereas with the league, you just kind of go, my gloves are off.
So that's
really
exciting.
Cool.
Yeah,
very exciting.
Soon.
Excellent. Right, we're back to Grimdark Ed. Says, thank you. Can't remember what his question was last time. I asked about, there you go. I asked about bread purely to perpetuate the joke and a cheeky wind-up for Lawrence. Love you though, love you all. Ed, a guy with a large red autographed chainsword who was the first in the queue at UK Game
Yeah,
Dude,
that's
yes.
right. Hello again.
Yeah.
Well, look, I appreciate the wind up because you made me find my true bread, which is a rye.
Does that happen now?
Nice. What a wonderful time.
What a respectable bread.
I couldn't be a Hovis. Come on now.
No, it's a bit.
Got to be a rye.
basic, isn't it?
Nice rye.
Highland Phoenix, greetings. Congrats on 10 years. Thank you for all of the hours of entertainment. If Games Workshop honoured you by allowing to create a faction, what would it be?
Oh,
Big question.
create a faction.
Big question.
Oh, that's a spicy old question.
For what system? Or do we get one?
I mean, presumably 40k.
I think you can pick your system.
Right, listen.
Because you can pick Sigma.
Listen. No, I'm not. I wasn't actually going to pick Sigma as my first choice.
Okay.
I think we all know what my first choice would be. If I was in charge of writing a codex, it would be Exodites because it's elves riding dinosaurs in space with laser beams. I want it, G-dubs. I want it now.
Nice.
You?
Nice. I'd probably like to make a faction which is like Agents of the Imperium, but it's all the creepy Xenos that you see in the artwork.
Yeah.
Agents of Xenos.
Random looking aliens.
Xenos mercenaries.
With like loads of lenses. Yeah, mercenaries.
Enslavers would be cool.
Enslavers, mega arachnids, all that kind of stuff. Just a mishmash of horror.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
A blunt jitsu arm.
Horror,
Yeah.
Codex Horrors of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I personally, I like what they're doing at the moment, / something else. But I think they're better at doing what they're doing now, like rebuilding stuff and improving what they have rather than adding more. Because the more stuff you add, the harder it is to actually make everything.
Wasn't the question, James.
Yeah. But if I had to add something new, I'd add like a PvE thing, like a Gribbley's box.
Yeah.
Like something that is like, here's all the other stuff. That isn't like a standing army, but here's just models and rules for really cool one-off things that you see occasionally pop up in the lore, but actually you can run them as like, if you want to have 2 armies against each other, it's like the house robots in
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You just have this huge monster in the middle that roams around fighting you while you try and outmaneuver it. Would be a fun like third way to play.
Yeah.
That's what I'd go for.
Nice. What about you, big man?
I thought of 2 things.
Oh, yeah.
Can I have 2?
Well, no, but
Well,
yes.
I don't know if you can. Right,
Pick your favourite one.
I
shoot
think
the other one.
the guard regiments having their own books and special models would be really cool. Like the Talon having an updated range because they're so cool.
Yeah.
The Stroyans, the Blizzard,
Yeah.
they'd be sick.
Yeah.
And part 2 is crew having their own book. We've discussed this
Yeah.
before. It'd be really cool. The giant crew talks, bring it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big chicken.
Would you like alien auxiliaries? Like actual like
Vespid and stuff?
expansion? Yeah. That'd
Yeah.
be fun. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Well, granted.
Be nice to see these other, alien races, wouldn't it? Mine, unfortunately, would require a substantial lore change.
Ooh.
But it would require. I mean, to be fair, it's all new lore. So I mean,
Tall Votan?
Yeah. Well, basically, the Votan should be the Iron Men. That should be the original AI that created the Dark Age of technology.
So what we're saying is
and
no
to thwart
tan.
it. Yeah, and you could still do it because the Votan, they don't really know. Well, rather the squats, they don't really know what it is that they're worshipping, really. They don't know really what the Votan is, other than they're these ancient, very intelligent, artificially intelligent constructs. So what if they are the essence of the Iron Men, and that was a whole army? Because you could get really weird, grim, dark style. This is what it looked like before the Dark Age of technology, and truly terrifying. But the problem is you've got Necrons, which are kind of like that sort of cyborg-esque race already, and now the Votan rule fluff has been sort of tied in with the squats. So I don't know how you would do it, but that is a faction I think it would be really cool.
I think from a design perspective, you'd almost need to go down, I can't remember the name of the short in the Animatrix, but it's the one where you see the before the war, and everything's just, and it's like, they all start off like humanoids and then as the war progresses, that's when they start coming out with the squids and like the really just weird, like almost Dark Mechanicum-esque stuff.
Yeah.
But then I would argue that, none of us said Dark Mechanicum, that's weird.
No, but I think that is something which it almost seems inevitably will happen at some point.
Obviously.
I'm thinking of something which there isn't really any reference to, Anyway, I'd love to see that. I think it'd make a really interesting faction, but it does tread on the toes of things like Necrons in terms of play style and,
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. They'd have to
almost be
give it-
like, because the Iron Men were meant to be like super, super hard, right? So they'd almost be like the Custodes equivalent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I see the Castellan robots as a bit of a nod. That weird 1950s aesthetic is a bit of a nod in the direction that it could go.
Yeah.
But they ain't going to do it. So.
What about you, Katie?
Pass.
Cool.
It's not Tyranids, don't care.
No, Tyranids. Look, I eat good with my faction. I don't need any more.
The Warp Forge says, I would sign up if you made a Discord.
Cool.
Oh yeah,
Awesome.
that poll is running and it is currently winning. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
I mean, I figured it would. What kind of
winning,
percentages are we talking? Yes.
Yes.
70-30.
Oh,
30%
That's
don't want it then.
interesting. I guess,
Not
to be fair,
interested.
I'm in a number of Discords.
Well,
I just don't follow it.
I asked the question in a sense of, would you sign up for a cheaper tier if it was just Discord access?
Oh, okay.
Like, that's
fair
what I
enough.
asked.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I suppose
Just
that's a valid
if people
question.
would actually want
I'm sure if it was
to
free, everyone would
sign
do
up.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Steve Chauvinek. Oh, Lawrence was the closest on the last name. Whatever you said. Second question. Are we going to get any more of your custom detachments? Because I love both Harlequins and Emperor's Children.
Good question. I mean, it's a fun experiment.
Yeah.
If it comes up, I mean, they were sort of one-offs really because
Yeah, I mean, they're
basically the Harlequins were killed and the Emperor's Children was
don't
a joke.
exist. Yeah.
So-
You know what I would like to do? I'd like to do one for Dark Mechanicum because we have a Dark Mechanicum army, but we use the AdMech rules. But like a bespoke Dark Mechanicum rule set would be cool.
Yeah.
Unari could be an option as well.
Yeah, like I wouldn't do like the full data sheets and things like that because it's just too much work. But like an actual bespoke, Dark Mechanicum.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
I'd like to do some. I mean, I'd like to do some for all of them, but it's almost that thing of you kind of like they're great fun. They're a great thought experiment, a great discussion point. But it is definitely a sort of okay, we're gonna do it. It'll be fun. Might never do it again. Like might refine it just for fun, but it's also might do it and then it's surprise. Here's the codex, and you go, well, it was a waste of time.
Yeah, true.
David, no.
Bowie!
Timothy Unwin, thanks for hours of awesome and hilarious content. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. David, there he is. David, congratulations on 10 years from the former home of Adepticon. Any chance of starting Star Wars Legion? Fletcher painting Star Wars would be amazing.
I'd love to do that. Clone Troopers, mate. They're so cool.
They are cool. I have a question about that actually, which maybe he can answer. Is Star Wars Legion still going, or has it been replaced by Shatterpoint now?
I thought it. I
thing.
could be wrong. It's one of the Star Wars games. They've just gone. Yeah, we've stopped.
Yeah, they
support.
said that they've stopped.
I think it might have been X-Wing.
manufacturing it. No, I thought it was X-Wing and Legion.
Well, I know Shatterpoint
Replaced
is the
by
latest
Shatterpoint.
one,
Yeah.
but I don't know if it's like
I think
replacement
it's been replaced
or a
by
brand new
Shatterpoint.
game. Or...
It's been replaced by Shatterpoint, and they cited the X-Wing, and it's Asmodee which own the company, or the license rather. I think they stated that the X-Wing models were ultimately too expensive to produce.
Oh, interesting.
As one of the reasons.
There was two. Was there two games of? There was two Star Wars games with like the ships. There was. I think it was. Was it Star Wars Armada was one.
Yeah,
And it was like Fleet Commander, or was the
I think there was like big ship game and then like fighter game.
Okay.
I think with the two sort of differences.
Right.
And X-Wing was supposed to be brilliant, by the way.
Yeah,
I would
I
actually, yes, I would love to cover it. If we get enough time to do it, which we are working on actually freeing up some time so we can cover some other games soon.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There's quite a few unique games like the Fallout game. Like there's loads of even like Zombicide and stuff. There's loads of games we'd love to take a look at because we get loads of people asking about stuff.
Yeah, Cthulhu Cores by Modiphius as well.
Exactly,
So,
right? Yeah. Loads of
Crisis
there's so
Protocol.
much cool stuff out there. So
Those models are sick.
They are. They're
Really
really cool. And they've got great terrain as well, actually.
Yeah, they do.
It's
They're
more
like,
terrain
they're like Doctor Strange.
walked into that one.
You're picking up the comic shop, and you know.
I guess it'd be cool.
I just realised, Fletch, you've been looking for a nickname for a long time.
Oh no.
Are you aware it might now be garlic bread?
I'm not garlic bread. Garlic stuff.
You don't like garlic bread?
James Wildman.
Wildman.
To his friends. Hi team, congratulations on 10 years. What an incredible milestone. Thank you so much for everything. Question. What is the single thing that each of you has produced for TT that you are most proud of? That's a good question.
That's a brilliant question.
Yeah.
That's a brilliant question. I think I do know actually, but
I've gone.
I mean, I think I have to say the podcast because I've been running it for so long. But I would say the Orcs video that I kind of pulled out. We sort of all worked together on it, but the idea,
the unbeatable tide.
Let's try and do the unbeatable tide. I think I was, as a team, I think I'm really proud of how that came out. I think it came together really nicely, and the Custody video we did that sort of disappeared from Ethan. But I think those kind of videos, I think as a team, we all came together, made something really cool there. So if you haven't watched it, check it out. I'm really proud of those.
Excellent.
Very good.
I really enjoyed doing the How to Play 10th video.
That was great
video.
That was great stuff.
Laugh on that, didn't we?
Fun, yeah.
We had a jolly time.
We really did. We really did. We really did.
Cast of Players, man, come on. Cast of Players.
I
mean, like Cast of Players. I say it's like it's my baby, but it's not. It's like everyone's, you know. But it's one of those things. I don't want to put words into anyone's mouths, but I don't think I would be too far off the truth if I said it's probably the most fun we all have when filming.
That's great.
It's just everyone has a great time, and it's just fun to do.
For me, I've got like a kind of different perspective on it. I am going to name a show which I will say is like my
The
favourite.
Battle Report.
But yeah, that's the thing. Like, Cast of Players is one of my favourite shows to produce because what happens is behind the scenes is I do all of that title work, all of the camera stuff, the lighting, the direction. This is how we're going to do the show. This is how long we do it for. This is where we cut. Like, basically, my hand is in all of these shows, and I make them, and then, you know, and say for Cast of Players, you'll be the DM and you'll write the campaign, you know, but I've got my hand in sort of everything. Oversee everything from like storylines, what's the direction of the show, how many do we want to produce? So I feel like I'm proud of the show, full stop, because I sort of produce everything. But if I had to name one show which I wrote and did from beginning to end, which is still spoken about, it's The Gaius War, because it was the OG narrative campaign. Classic. And in many ways, it was the OG Cast of Players with all the voice acting and, you know, all of the character stuff in there. Like, that was a great one-off story, a great to be honest, it's like my most fun is playing role-playing games and playing a narrative arc in something. So yeah, for me, that's it, guys.
What's the favourite painting one that you've done?
I think I'm proud of all the original armies I've done for the channel, but I think for one, if I chose, it would be the Sons of Horus painting video, because it was a big part of me that I gave out. And I love the long format painting videos. That's the stuff I like to watch while I'm painting, and I want to do more of them when I get more time.
There's a follow-up question for you from Jan Mortenstrand saying, why isn't Fletcher painting?
That's a great
question.
That's a great
He
question.
makes a very good point.
It's a great question.
What the hell is going on?
Specifically, Marvel Crisis Protocol buildings. That's right.
Oh, very good.
Great question.
William Lover loved the channel, especially the podcasts. What did the Bard think of the Blood Angels box? 2 chaplains in 1 box is epic.
Look, I still haven't fully calmed down. And I think just anecdotally, I think it was a collective losing of minds that I think was my favourite thing about that. Because I went to go get a coffee and I could just hear, because the door was closed. And you know, like in Lord of the Rings, when Angron runs through and pushes the door open, I could hear
Angron?
Not Angron. If Angron runs into Gondor, Gondor's got a big problem. The beacons are lit. But when Aragorn pushes through the door, he's like, the beacons are lit. That was like you running up the stairs. And like, the Blood Angels are here. The Blood Angels have been announced. I was like, what? And then you were like, just thrust Lamatis in my face. And yeah, I was a very happy boy. Yeah. It's so cool. I think, especially after GoTS, I was a little bit worried. I was like, oh no.
They did all right.
And then it was like Lamatis and Athrath. And I was like,
yeah. The upgrade spree is cool as well.
Upgrade spree is
cool.
cool.
The skull,
the skull helmet.
Oh, it's great. I mean, I will have to wait and see what comes of the codex and stuff. I'm a little bit disturbed that the models in the box aren't Death Company models. They're intercessors with shoulder pads. But
that's the way it's going, though.
It is the way it's going. But hey, I got Lamatis. I thought he was fully going into Legends.
Yeah.
So
and it teased some golden boys.
Lots of red and some gold, they said.
But it's all too much. It's all too much is what it is. But thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, One Legion UK Patriot says thank you. Thanks for all you do, Guy. Very hyped for October tournament, and Skull Taker is almost ready for you.
Yes.
Oh, amazing.
It's Stuart.
My
Thanks,
goodness.
Looking forward to seeing you. Yeah.
William and Stuart, that's their first super chat, which is very exciting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, Steve's second name's back. Steve Shabanick. What it's worth, me and a buddy that plays Harlequin spend hours going over that detachment and chewing on it. So your efforts are appreciated. That's cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's nice. Monk Harlan has sent a GIF of a sad-looking games controller that has a broken arm.
Oh, poor little games controller.
That's a shame. What happened to the games controller?
Did
it get thrown across the room in a
destroyed.
fit of rage?
Probably. Maybe.
Yeah.
Was its master playing Elden Ring?
It looks like a Super Nintendo controller.
That's an old school controller then.
This is exactly. Or Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Yeah.
Oh.
Turbo. Highland Phoenix back again. Can we see a TT five player Chaos in the Old World board game session, or 5 sessions with everyone playing each god? Record points to award overall. Record points to, I don't know.
What, 5?
A 5-player Chaos in the Old World board game session.
What is Chaos in the Old World?
I don't know.
I want to know
or
more.
5 sessions with everyone playing each god.
What? Right.
Is this a game?
What is Chaos in the Old World?
What is it?
There are 5 gods.
Right.
Well,
there
was technically 6. But we don't talk about those.
Well, you look it up. That brings to the end of this very long string of super chats.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone, for getting in touch. It's very nice to read through all of your comments and all your very generous super chattings. If you want to ask us some questions, you know what to do. Just do the super chats and we will respond and discuss, depending on what you ask. Now, you over there, it's been 10 years.
Singled out.
Listen here. It's been 10 very fun years. What's next? What's happening soon?
What's happening soon? Well, I've spoken about the league, so that's the next big update happening. I've spoken about, well, not actually really spoken about events. I will talk a little bit more about them. Obviously, we released event tickets, on-demand pre-sale, and they pretty much mostly sold out before a few went out to the public, the wider public, which then, of course, sold out. We will be releasing more tickets for our weekend events and a couple of the one-dayers the rest of this year at some point as we get some more boards painted. But the plan is, as of next year, although of course we will release the tickets in advance, we'll try and run a major event every month, and then we'll sort of see how that goes. I'm no doubt there'll be some questions about, will you do Sigmar events or will you do Old World events? Yeah, in the depths of time, but obviously we've got to finish furnishing the 40k boards first, and then we'll look at, you know, what other game systems that we can do.
You get to paint fantasy terrain, Fletch.
Garlic
It doesn't need as much terrain. It doesn't need as much terrain, to be fair.
Old World doesn't need any. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
You're pushing me to the edge.
the garlic
Pushing me out.
Anyway, other things that will be coming is we're looking at changing up or releasing stuff in our schedule so that we can cover some of those other mini games. Cast of Players is becoming a mainstay on the show. In fact, we've got a Call of Cthulhu campaign happening right now.
We do.
Actually, for those that aren't aware, we're doing a little mini Call of Cthulhu series, which is very
Run
cool.
by Ed.
Very, very, very well.
Yeah.
Very creepy.
So we've got 4 episodes of that, and then we'll be returning to Valtor for season 2, really. Technically season 3, but it is actually be season 2, really, which will be really fun, and that will get another season's run, and then we'll go directly on to another Cast of Players. So we'll just be, basically Wednesdays will be your RPG day, if you like, or evening, depending on when you watch it. And then what we'd also like to do is, as I said, cover some of those other mini games. Obviously, there's a requirement that Fletcher paints things like comic shops and, you know, other buildings, but we plan on covering more mini games. There's also one particular, I suppose this is coming much sooner rather than later. There's one particular mode of play which we're very interested in.
Yes.
Is it worth talking a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah?
So So Poor Hammer podcast, very famous podcast here on the YouTubes, released a little way to play called Horde Mode, which I've had a read of. Finally, after many recommendations, I really liked it. I thought this is really interesting. There are definitely some things that I would change if I was going to write it myself, but I think given the response that it's had, and given how cool it actually is, and given the fact that it's now, they've sort of handed it over and it's become a community project, so if I've got any feedback, and I can always say, I think we should change this. What do you think? You know, I think we should try a game or two of it, right? Because it's a really fun way to play. It's that way to play that you were discussing. You know, what is the hordes that you're going to be fighting? So yeah, we're going to be trying out a couple of battle reports of that and seeing if you guys like that. Would be quite exciting. So those are the immediate things. Yeah. But I mean, if you have any questions, ask me specifically, you know, and then I'll answer them. That's an overview.
Yeah. What questions do you have? We've got a couple more super chats that's just come through. Last Son of Nostramo is back. My Night Lords are looking forward to the August 16th Games Day.
Oh, yes.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Also, when will the 13th Company Spaceballs be done?
I keep trying to do that. Honestly, but this man here,
When you finish
he's like,
the
nah,
comic shop.
you can do
Finish
this.
the comic shop.
You can do this 8 pieces of terrain for one board.
Yeah, you just got to do it.
Well, yeah, because then otherwise these lovely lot can't come to our events, Fletch.
Listen.
Have you thought about that? Have you considered the sacrifices you're making for them?
I'm going to go back to them this year, I promise. I can't say when. I hope it's soon.
I mean, look, the 31st of December is this year.
Yeah, they're in your queue. Like you've got them in your queue. We should also mention that you've wanted to change the scheme twice as well, haven't you? You've wanted to refine the 13th Company scheme because we do have some painted, and you're like, oh.
The last time I painted this scheme was a year and a half ago.
Been a while. Spaceballs are weird though because. Well, we've had Dark Angels.
Bit of a practical thought as well.
We've just had Blood Angels be revealed. Theoretically, Spaceballs will get an update as well.
Yeah, so right.
That's a big range.
It is, and there's a real reason as to why it got sort of paused. Like we're absolutely committed to it, and it will happen. And actually, the good news is the models that you have started doing are sort of, I think, timeless conversions and will be applicable. But what we were originally going to do is let's convert up the Thunderwolf cavalry, let's convert up, you know, all of the specialist units. But then we were like, hold on a minute. Yep. This could potentially be a really bad idea because given the primerification of everything, if they're going to update that range, and then it would be absolutely hilarious, wouldn't it, if they do release Space Wolves whenever they do, and basically they're all firstborn Marines, and they just release one character, and you'd be like, we waited all this time waiting for your new kit so that we could 13th company fire them, and you guys really
Get a plastic Lucas the Trickster, and that's it. Yeah.
I'd be kind of shocked if they do that. I
quite
can't,
surprised.
I can't see them doing that.
I can't see. I mean, I can see them weirdly doing the opposite and doing a massive cull of the first.
Yeah,
one.
they
There's
might
a
do
lot
that.
of
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
things like your Swift Claws, your Blood Claws, your Sky Claws, your Grey
End up getting
Hunters,
flattened
your
by
Long
it.
Fangs. It would just be like, how do I run Grey Hunters? You run Intercessors. Where are my Grey Hunters? They're called Intercessors. It's just a title at the end of the day.
Yeah, because I mean, we still don't know if like things like the Blood Angels Dreadnoughts will survive yet.
Like,
But I'm
genuinely,
sort of
like the
curious
Thunder
about
Walls,
this, right?
I could see them doing.
Yeah.
As a little Raven, I was quite surprised all the Black Knights
Are still-
stayed alive. I was like,
that was.
I got away with that one. So I
They
think
could have just gone, here's an upgrade kit for your Outriders, you know, in
Yeah.
theory. But
So
they
They could have
so-
just got rid of them.
there's like trepidation around the Space Wolves that we wanted to make it the best thing we can,
Yeah.
and we wanted to just unleash you onto it. But it's that kind of thing of like,
We're in danger of them either being a unit being binned off or
Yeah.
upgraded
Or
to something really cool
outdated.
that might be better than
Yeah.
the conversion I make.
yeah.
So, but we are doing these Primaris units that
Yeah.
we think will not get replaced.
Yeah, exactly.
Things like
yeah.
Blade Guard, which could be
Yeah.
Wolf
Blade Guard,
you know,
I made some
Wolfen,
really, really cool Blade
Wolfen,
Guard.
The Blade Guard.
I'll be
amazing.
painting hopefully soon.
Yeah.
and the Chapter Master.
Yeah.
Right.
Right now, I'm figuring out a scheme that is quick for me to do because I am getting. The list is so long, so I need to figure out a really efficient way of doing it, so I can just smash out a load of models for you guys because I know that you want them, and I am trying my best. Okay.
You're doing great.
I can't wait for the Space Wolves to be done.
Is it
here
for
we
werewolf
go.
for us?
So that we can get them at your queue onto the table and I can smash them to bits. Like, oh, we finally got the Space Wolves. There will be no mercy. Doombolt, Doombolt.
Can we do that? You and me first game?
Oh, yeah. Thousand
Space
Wolves.
Wolves.
Yeah,
Oh,
it would be
that
a
would be
classic
fun.
match.
Have a shredder at the end of the table.
Very good. Right, Neil Adams. The question is, who has the coolest ink, Beard, Fletcher, or Katie? Good question.
It's not me.
It's subjective, isn't it?
It's subjective, yeah.
I mean, they're all
You
very
guys have
different.
more.
I'm getting some more tomorrow.
Yeah,
Very cool.
Your snake does open and close its mouth.
that is pretty
Does.
cool.
Yeah.
You know what? I've never even twigged to that being a possibility.
You've all got very
Doing it
great
dice.
tattoos.
It's quite fun.
Hello, chef. Hello there, Mr. Snake.
Are
you excited for Space Wolves?
No. Very cool.
I like my helmet quite a lot. My
Ooh,
diver's
this is
helmet.
very-
And I didn't see it's often under your sleeve.
Yeah.
You've got so much so quick.
It's all very saturated, and my whole leg's getting done right now as well.
Get your
this
leg
year.
out. Come on, let's have a look.
I've been wearing
Up on the
shorts
table,
since January.
Show everyone your leg.
He's been freezing. It's been horrendous in the first part of the
Get your
year.
pins out.
Show everyone your leg.
Really?
Yes.
How? Disco
Put your leg on the table.
Shall I stand on the chair?
No, put your leg on the
Don't hurt
stand on
yourself.
the table.
Just hoist it up. There you go.
There you go.
It's very cool.
Come on, get your super chats in for that one. Very good. Yeah, the answer is there's no answer to that question. It's all who says subjective.
Me.
Yeah. So you.
It is.
I think they're all neat.
Oh, thanks.
Oh.
Scurry 11. Scary.
Screevelen.
Well, it is about Night Lords. Waiting for the crew minus Beard to finally read the Night Lords trilogy and then amend their answers on favorite Case Marine, Chaos Space Marine faction. Money on Bards being the one to say he's starting a Night Lords army.
Well,
Yeah.
I think Soul Haunter, I think is the first of the trilogy, is in my queue on my Audible.
Oh, is it?
So
Okay.
that's happening very soon.
Now that you finished Ending the Death.
And now I finished. I did the Town of Horus due to recommendations, and I did the what's one off that Black Legion.
Yeah.
I'm just finishing Rin's World, and then I think I might dabble in the Soul Haunter stuff. 'Cause it's supposed to be amazing.
Yeah.
It's ADB, so maybe I will finally fall to Chaos.
There's a lot of leg emojis in the chat, Fletch.
You're welcome, Fletcher.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Do we have chat saved on this so that
I
you
think
can go
so.
back and do live chat replay? So I just want to see all the legs. Legs out for Fletch.
Like on the subreddit.
Right, we've got a little bit of time left, I think. I'm just gonna quickly go around the group.
Oh.
Because the question just came into my mind.
Oh.
talking about new shows and stuff.
Your super chat.
I beg your pardon?
Your own
Your
super chat.
This is my super chat.
Okay.
My username,
money, please.
My username is coolguy31.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why 31?
Why not?
Why not?
I'm surprised
It's
it's
a
not Cool
random
Guy
number.
27.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
Yeah, it's your favourite number.
It is my favourite number. It follows me everywhere. Very weird. So many legs in the chat. It's really weird. So many legs. Doing exactly the same like bend at the knee that you just did. It's the same as the emoji.
Mistakes.
Someone's put a chicken wing in one of them.
Come on!
Never skip leg day.
Oh, it's your nickname, Legs.
It's better than garlic bread.
Ahoy. Legs ahoy. No, sorry, this won't be a trivia round, unfortunately. Although we should do that at some point. If you were to pick a game to play, one of the small games, box games, one of those cool games, what would you like to have? What would that like to be?
Like a GW one or anything?
Anything. Little game. Think of Blackstone Fortress as an example.
Okay.
Monopoly.
Monopoly.
It'd be really funny.
Could you imagine us playing Monopoly?
It'd be funny.
There would be murders.
I think if we were going to do
That'd be quite fun,
Monopoly,
actually.
you'd also want like a recreation of all of London as a board. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'd have
I've
to
got
pick.
Warhammer Monopoly at home. I've got it.
Wow! Actually, that would be very funny.
Christmas
live stream!
I can't do Monopoly. I've been banned.
It takes like, with this many players, it takes like 5 hours.
No, it would take us all day.
I'm not doing that.
That'd be great.
I can imagine we'd never speak. That might end the channel.
Like see the Primaris helmet. Like see.
What about you?
I don't know. Is it any sort of box game?
Sure.
What to do as a show?
Yeah. Just a one-off. One and done. Highly produced. Lovely.
Just one off.
Yep.
I mean, Hero Quest was one of the things that first came to mind.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
Because you can have a lot of fun with that. But I feel like actually that you'd probably play through all of the 6 adventures that come in the supplement. So that would probably be 6 shows, wouldn't it? So I don't know. Let me think. I'm thinking about that.
I had an idea, and I'd like to do it on maybe a Halloween in the future, but I'd like to do a Cursed City, but as a D&D cast of players. So we all are in character
that'd be
as the
fun.
characters.
Yeah.
And Blackstone Fortress and stuff. But they're like GW specific. If we're talking any, I'd like to do Wasteland Warfare, the Fallout one.
Yeah.
I'd really like to do that. Or the Elden Ring one, and or the Bloodborne one, and the Dark Souls one.
I'd like to see Mordheim.
Oh,
That'd be fun.
That would be really
man
fun.
of culture.
Grimdark in the past. What about you?
For GDLs, I'd like to do Necromunda. Just because it's everything that we all like, which is narrative, in theory, small scale, although realistically I know Necromunda takes several hours to play and more hours of admin afterwards. But like that kind of narrative, and every model has its own unique character and story is like right up our street. It's just trying to figure out how to make it work as a show would be the tricky thing. Outside of it, I've got a ton of like Kickstarter board games, which I think would be really good to do. I've got so many. The one that I would really, I think would be sort of in our wheelhouse, and we would do it D&D style, like in character, would be Tainted Grail.
Yeah, okay.
So it's like
Arthur one. Isn't it?
yeah, so it's like proper like dark, grim fantasy. So the basic story of it is Arthur led like people away from the old world because of the Red Death Plague that has like ravaged it, and they landed in the land of Avalon, and Arthur is a crusading king and killed all of the inhabitants and drove the magic back, drove the weird away 800 years later. And the opening blurb of it is like 800 years later, the weird has returned, Arthur is missing, the Knights of the Round have left Camelot, no one knows what's going on, the land of Avalon needs heroes. You're not them, you're a farmer. Off you pop, good luck.
That sounds fun.
It's actually a really good game, and it's like proper like narrative and like in depth, and it's like you read through like, it's almost like a choose your own adventure, if you choose this, you go to page 59 in the 400 page book. It's really, so you'd probably want a DM to do it. But that would definitely not be a single show. Like you need several hours of gaming sessions for it, but would be really good fun to do.
That sounds fun. We have about 10 minutes left. So if you've got any last minute super chats, now is your time.
He's got to go, he's getting a tattoo done.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Let's get on a choo-choo train.
Choo-choo.
Get on the rattler. Is there any games that you'd like to do, Mr. Fletcher?
Yeah,
You wouldn't even have to paint anything. Imagine that reality.
It's already done for you.
That's the part I like doing though. The
Okay,
paint. So
then
you can do it.
You can paint it.
Marvel or Star Wars, like we said.
Yeah.
It'd be really, really, really cool.
Yeah.
Crisis Protocol is supposed to be amazing.
Yeah, I've heard it's good.
I was watching a cool video by Sarastro earlier about how to paint the lizard.
Oh, nice.
It's a cool model. He's bursting out the sewer. He's got
Yeah.
with a flume of water going around him. It's awesome.
That's very cool.
Very cool.
Katie, do you have a game you like to play?
I was going to say Necromunda, but then someone in chat has put 40k cosplay murder mystery Christmas special, and that sounds really fun.
Wow. So many words.
You need one of those boxed murder mystery party games.
Yeah.
Warhammer Cluedo.
Is there? It must be a Warhammer Cluedo.
Might be the one who dies.
You just spend the entire game pretending to be dead on the table.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Your wish
This
is
is granted.
granted.
That was so weird. Ramvi, shout out to Ramvi. You were the first one here.
Yeah.
Ramvi.
How do you do?
Hello. Congrats, guys. 10 years. Chef, would you like to see Dark Elves and Age of Sigmar? I missed them from Fantasy.
Well, I mean, the rumor is that Shadow Elves are coming along. Like at some point, like Malarian's gonna bust out of Ulgu and be like, "Hey, behold, Shadow Elves," and they'll be called the Ulganef or something.
Yeah.
Because copyrights and things.
Has to be 7 words long. Those are the rules on Age of Sigmar army names. It's got to be like the realm of Uganeth legions assembled
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, it'll be like the Ulganef Shade Legions or something. I think it'd be really cool because they could do some really cool stuff with it, like they do with every Sigmar faction.
Yeah, they do.
Although we had a really interesting discussion the other day about like Sigmar lore.
Oh yeah,
Topic for a podcast.
Yeah, we rewrote it. It's great.
Very good. Gamer with no name says, congrats on 10. A particular thank you to Jinx. She has inspired my daughter as another girl like her playing Warhammer. Aww.
Yes.
Oh, that's really sweet. Yeah, I never go over people saying that, but it's really lovely that more people are getting into the hobby because it's for everyone.
Hey,
Yay!
isn't that nice? And first super chat from Gamer with no name, so thank you.
Thank you.
Neil Adams. Is there a musician called Neil Adams?
So
Who am I
Ryan
thinking of?
Adams is a Brian Adams.
Neil.
Diamond.
Yeah.
Close
Neil
enough.
Young.
Yeah, you can't spell diamond without the D, which is in Adams. Must be
Nice.
why I'm getting confused. Have any of you looked at Trench Crusade, the new rule set from Thomas Purinen? It looks awesome.
I've heard about it actually.
Trench Crusade, that
I
sounds
haven't
fun.
looked at the rules. But
It kind of rings a bell, actually. Trench Crusade.
It's making some rounds. I think my understanding is it's basically like an alternate history.
Yeah, it's all World War One where
yeah.
they went, let's summon demons instead of making tanks.
Yes.
That sounds so cool.
I'm probably like simplifying that way too much. And so I was like, Chef, I think you'll find there's actually a 400-page intricate lore on it. And it's like, cool. But
You had me at demons.
I look at the art and I go, it's Demon World War One.
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah.
it's messed up.
I mean, it's not similar, but
WWD.
like, a bit like Actum Cthulhu.
Yeah.
But instead of like elder gods, more I think more sort of satanic influences.
Yeah.
But yeah, quite. It sounds quite interesting. Sounds. I don't know what the rules are like, but he was generally a good writer. So
I changed my option on the box game I want to do now.
Yes.
please.
Yeah.
That one.
I haven't seen any models or anything doing.
I think it's
rounds.
just renders and art at the moment
Right,
because
okay.
it was still in like early Kickstarter stages, is my understanding.
The trench board.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, please.
That'd be fun. Be good. Trenchables. The Warp Forge is back again. Why is that so funny? I don't know. I'm presuming a question to the group. What was your favourite model you've all painted? Ooh. That's a good question. That's a good question. My favourite model that I've painted was the one of the sergeants in my Death Watch Veterans Kill team, because that was a lockdown project and I really focused on painting faces. I'm very proud of it.
Good one.
Thank
It's
you.
a very good one.
Yeah. What about you?
I've got a few favourites. One of my favourites, also partly because I love converting like you. I love building custom things. Sargaroth, the World Eater, he was actually the Zuffor.
Zuffor the Impaler.
The Forge World Terminator, which is on foot, and I managed to heat up the legs, bend and warp, make it go around the juggernaut, and put the chains around the juggernaut. And I think just the pose and everything that went into it. It's not my best paint job, but it was one of my favourite models that I've finished, because I actually had to paint the model quite quickly for a No Retreat tournament along with the World Eaters. That's one of them. I was quite pleased with how the Yunkan turned out. Again, because I did it in a day before going up to Warhammer World. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
Yeah, absolutely hilarious. Some of my favourite...
because we went to play on their stream, didn't we?
Yeah, we did the Yunari
I got
reveal.
hammered in that game.
Where,
a Typhon. The Typhon killed the Typhon killed it.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, but unfortunately, every time you killed me, I got to move and or shoot or
Yeah.
fight again.
Oh, yes.
Somewhere didn't realise that this would be broken.
Yeah.
I told them, by the way, this game's probably not going to be that entertaining on the stream. And I remember them standing in shock at what the Yunari could do. And I was like, I don't know why you're surprised.
This is your fault.
But I was sort of at the peak of my competitive powers then. And I didn't even take the nastiest thing you can take. It was like, it was so broken, it was ridiculous. So there's a couple off the top of my head. I really like my Wraith Knight that I did as well.
That was nice.
With all the sails on the back.
That was so good.
Yeah, cool conversion.
Do you remember when I copied it 10 years ago?
Yeah, I do,
I put a comment on the YouTube video.
Yes.
And linked you to my version.
That's right. Yeah, I do. I remember that. And it was weird that, a few years later we met you at the pub when we moved to the Bath. Yeah.
What would you say your favourite is, Fletch?
I think it's Angron. He's got loads of my favourite things. He's got red, which is my favourite colour to paint. He's got desaturation, which I love as well. Conversion on him.
The base is amazing as well, dude.
Very cool base.
Like Lake of Blood.
I think Angron. Yeah, he's cool. He's cool.
Yeah.
What's your favourite?
Probably the Wide-Eyed, just because I really like the Wide-Eyed model. Such a nice model.
Did you put a drone head on him?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I remember that.
Yes, because so the fluff for it was that the pilot of it was slain, but the onboard AI sort of took over, in honour.
Full on like Titanfall 2 vibes.
Yeah, basically.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's
Sounds
like
suspiciously Votan-y.
Oh!
He's like, how dare you insult me?
Reeling.
Shake of it.
Like,
The pain!
next there'll be an apron on that white bro.
Toolbox.
Katie, what about you, please?
My lictor that I did recently, because I just think he's
Very
really
good
cute.
Great
Very
model.
good lictor. Very
Thanks.
good indeed. Right, 2 more, and then I think we are done.
Did you say your favourite?
I didn't, but
I'm
it's fine.
terrible.
It's fine.
Oh, Jake,
Fine.
I'm so sorry. Go on, please.
I mean, I love Dante because I love Dante, but maybe Gordrak.
Yeah.
I'm quite happy with how
It's a
Gordrak
nice
came
Gordrak.
out.
Is that the
And I-
cabbage?
That's a nice Gordrak.
Yeah, big cabbage,
Cabbage,
and Gordrak on the top. I was always happy with how he came out. He's done a lot for me. Golden Man remains to be seen, but Gordrak's done some bits. He's crushed up some fools.
He certainly has.
Yeah.
Or has been crushed.
Many times. Yeah.
Right, last 2 super chats, then we are going to depart. I'm gonna. Another one's come through. Come on, Tobias.
Thank you.
I'm gonna do these just sort of out of
Fine.
order because the last one's fun. The first one, which will become the last one. Joshua Burns, Mr. Burns is back. I have the Star Wars Shatterpoint starter box I haven't been able to use. If you're interested, send us an email. Maybe. Send us an email. Tobias Hastings, congrats on 10 years, loving the boarding actions content. Do you think it could work with 3 or 4 players? It does.
It does.
There's multiplayer mode.
It's multiplayer mode. It's in the Farsight book.
The last one, yeah.
Yeah, but
I presume it's
Patreon.
going to be in the boarding action one, because why would it not be?
Yeah. And the last one from Zakon just says, "Battle shout out."
Back super chat.
Yes.
10 years Vector. 10 years Vector.
Vector,
Make it
hot. Make content. Do Warhammer.
Patreon.
Garlic bread. Goodbye. Garlic bread. Leg. So it's more leg. That is us for today. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you everyone for
Thank you everyone for joining us.
You've forgotten how to speak again.
We did it. It's fine. Well done. It's been lots of talking today. Thank you all for being here and joining us on our 10-year celebration of Tabletop Tactics. It's been lots of fun. We've had some laughs, made some friends along the way. Carl Roach Smith says, just wanted to say thanks, guys. I speak for everyone in the chat when I say you do a wonderful job at entertaining us. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. We have been Tabletop Tactics once again. Mr. Lawrence, Fletcher, James, Chef, Katie, and me. Thank you all for being here. We love you lots. Thank you everyone for the super chats, and we'll be back very soon for more right here on Tabletop Tactics and Join on Demand.